Here's a big hot mess in a month or less. No sooner do I get married before I find myself buried in my wedding dress. I don't need the stress. Here's a big hot mess.
The Montana Mikado is a brand new adaptation of Gilbert and Sullivan's classic 19th century English comic opera, The Mikado. We have adapted it to be a satire of present-day Bozeman. We've changed the names from the rather problematic original versions to names that you would find today along Main Street in Bozeman.
The fair Mikado follows my TikTok. Besides being a musician, I'm an adventure traveler, you see? A dude of, like, the world. Yes, just the threadbare vagabond life in my Mercedes Sprinter van. I'm fun employed.
It's more about how the show's changed to kind of reflect our understanding now of different cultures. You know, being Japanese, again, to me, the show was never about Japanese. It never has been about Japanese. It was just a tool that was used to tell the story. Bringing to light what Gilbert and Sullivan were trying to do in general was to make a comment on society.
What Gilbert and Sullivan were trying to do was they were actually satirizing England of the time and the royalty, the aristocracy, parliament, and the way they did that and got away with it was by setting it in this imagined, very cartoonish Japan. So the idea of taking it to modern times worked really surprisingly well. The class situations, the massive income and lifestyle disparities, things like that. That's stuff that we have going on, you know, in the U.S. right now, and particularly in places like Bozeman, where the real estate market is going bonkers.
My house was sold on Zoom to Californians last June. $1 million for one bedroom. Sold! Oh, $1 million for one bedroom. If you want to know who they are.
I'm a researcher, I'm a scholar, so I bring research and evidence and a lot of theory about how we talk about race and bring that into the sort of design and delivery and implementation of the project so that it's culturally appropriate, it's evidence-based, and create a learning environment that invites people into a brave, important conversation. Interestingly enough, we have people like zooming in from all over the United States. We have people zooming in from out of the United States. So to me, that's such an interesting picture in regard to the interest and the demand. And how, again, those different access points, how people are entering the conversation in different ways. And to me, that's just fantastic.
Not having worked with opera singers before, I headed into the rehearsal having decided that I was going to treat them as actors. And I feel like they appreciated that. Like, we went into the rehearsals talking through each scene, talking about what the characters want, why a character would make that a song at that moment, you know, what their objectives and super objectives and all the acting stuff. And I felt like they really appreciated that. Like they really enjoyed being taken seriously as comedy actors, as well as these amazing singers that they are.
An operetta is a style that's in the middle, so it's half sung and half spoken with the dialogue. We gather around the piano and it's like, okay, let's just go through the whole piece. We'll start at the top, and it's a chance for us to get to know each other. I can figure out what the singer needs. The singer can figure out what I need and how I work, what I hear. They get to see my arms moving, so they start to program with their eyes. This is what Dean's going to look like when he's conducting. So when I'm up there acting, it's a lot of times I can't look at him. I have to look at other people on stage, but I can see this in the corner of my eye, doing whatever they need to give them the confidence to sing the best and to sound the best. The opera world is having a real coming to terms with representation in opera. Works that are problematic, like The Mikado, actually do have a place in our repertoire still, if we are not afraid to adapt them in a way that reflects our community, that is a more accurate and
equitable depiction of the world that we live in today. But it is in creating a new version, adapting it, that we find greater comedy and greater connection to these characters.